Hello, a streaming thought. I was speaking with someone, a young lady, who says that she wants to be married, and she's been in a long-term relationship, but marriage has never come up. And when it did, it wasn't very positive. And so she's practiced now not even talking about it. And she wanted to know what is wrong with her that she can't be asked to be that close in someone's life as marriage. Now, when I spoke with her, I listened to her heart and her desire, but I had to ask a couple questions. And so I asked her, I said, do you want to be married because you see other married couples around you? Do you want to be married because you feel like I'm getting older and it's just the thing that I should be doing before I get too old? What is your reason for wanting to be married? Because her reason for wanting to be married is not even for children, because she has a child. So it's not for the purpose of having children. So what is your reason for wanting to be married? And that is a question that I think a lot of people need to ask themselves before they get into a relationship that they start looking for the exit. Why do I want to be married? And then what are my non-negotiables? You know, if I get into a relationship with someone, what is it that are non-negotiables? Because if you're honest with what your non-negotiables are up front, before you get into a situation like marriage, if you're very honest with yourself and that person, those are arguments you don't even have to have under normal circumstances. And even if you do, you can say, but we had this conversation and I thought I was really clear. But if you really don't know what your non-negotiables are, you just want somebody that's conveniently there for sex, or you're feeling like bad company is better than no company at all, which is not true. You're just tired of feeling alone. You don't like going to breakfast by yourself. You know, you don't like the alone stuff. I can relate to that. I can understand that. I've gone through that. Yet I've been married for 42 years, and it took me marrying and divorcing a couple times before I realized, wait a minute, what is my standard? I have to set a standard. What am I willing to negotiate on, and what am I not willing to negotiate on? So when I go heads up with someone on my non-negotiables, I can actually tell them, we had this conversation before now, and here's what you said. And so in marriage, there's lots and lots of compromise. Marriage is not 50-50, never is. Sometimes it's 30-70, sometimes it's 20-80, and sometimes you get closer to that middle point, but rarely. And that's only in an instance. That's not how it really is. Just why do you want? Sometimes you think you can feed a man. There's some cultures that feel like you can feed a man into loving you forever, and you can't. They eat anyway. Sometimes you think you can sex them into a marriage or some sort of commitment. You can't do it. It doesn't happen. They can get sex anywhere. Sometimes you think that if you run them down, keep up with what they're doing, block his opportunities, then maybe he'll turn around and say, oh, well, and he'll surrender to you. Not so. What you need to do is consider your non-negotiables. Men are not just attractive to good looks, even though that's the initial reaction to good looks. And nobody wants to wake up to a booger bear or someone that, you know, looks like they came from Planet of the Apes, but, you know, they got to wake up and look at them. But I can tell you that your size doesn't matter. Your style doesn't matter. Your cooking doesn't matter. What matters is your heart. And once a man can really see that you have a genuine heart, not just toward him, but toward people, they're impressed by that. It's your personality. That's why sometimes you'll see somebody, a really good-looking man with a lady, and you say, I don't know, what did he see in her? He wasn't looking at the aesthetics. He saw her heart. And so maybe that's where we need to start, is deal with ourselves, get our heart right toward people, decide what our non-negotiables are and don't negotiate on them. and be flexible, because there are things you will have to negotiate on. And just to be a kind person. A lot of times it's personality that attracts and not your looks. You can show them all the boobs you want, all the butt you want. That is not going to get their attention for anything other than using you as a tool. And when they're done, they're done. And then you're like, wow, because you give that way from the heart, they take that way out of need. And so if you would just decide, what are my non-negotiables? Work on having a genuine heart. Work on your personality being inviting and being a light. Because a lot of times you don't have to say anything. When you walk in the room, your personality is so rich until you light it up. You can do that. There's a lot I could tell you. I didn't stay married 42 years because I was dumb. I figured it out. And once I figured it out, no matter who he ran into, because he sees wonderfully beautiful women all the time, every day, but he remembers my heart. All right. Anyway, just something to share with you. See ya.